welcome back. The goal of this video is to now take the formula of the pricing strategy to get to a profit model and apply that practically on Streetchef. So Ntando, yesterday when we did the pricing strategy, what did you learn initially?
The biggest lesson I would say I took away from looking at the pricing model is the fact that if I'm not on the ball in terms of my numbers specifically, then it'll be very difficult to determine what the profitability is. And without understanding how profitable the business actually is, then there's no gauge to understand just how much money at the end of the day you'll have a net profit and how much money you can most likely invest back into the business to ensure that you're able to grow your business going forward.
Indeed. And there's possibly two main reasons why people actually struggle to set up a profitable pricing model. Number one, they're very market sensitive. So you almost feel like the market's not going to pay this. You don't want to go there because then you could lose out on sales. And the second reason is that we want to undercut the competitors. Right, but ultimately it's not necessarily undercutting the competitors that's important. It's how much value do I add that's going to justify the amount the client pays for my product or service. Right, so let's get practical. Based on your market research, you said there's 17 million households. Ultimately, you want to get to 17,000 orders per month. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the initial conservative projection, yes.
All right, and the package then consists of a selling price of 100 Rand. That includes delivery. So you got a meal of more or less 80 bucks, and then you get, or then you add 20 Rand for the delivery costs as well. So that is what we're going to base our projection on. So now we're going to say 17,000 orders times 100 Rand, which is the selling price. That approximately gets us 1.7 million in turnover per month.
Yes.
Right, now if we deduct the 80% cost of goods sold, that is an amount of 1.36 million. We get to a turnover, or we get to a gross profit of 340,000 Rand. Right, so that's now money in the bank. The 80%, which is your cost of goods sold, that goes to the chef. I just want to put it out there because that's the people that ultimately benefit on that side of the platform. Now we take the 5% admin, 5% marketing, and 5% salaries, and we deduct that, which is 85,000 Rand each. We deduct that from the 340,000 Rand, and we are left with our 5% profit of 85,000 Rand. Right. Now, realistically looking at these figures, let's say your first type of expense, marketing. Do you believe if you accomplish this goal that 85,000 Rand is enough for your marketing spend per month?
Having had a look at the keywords on Google, and you mentioned that putting in one of our keywords is valued approximately R2.85 per click, I honestly believe we would be able to achieve that.
Okay, excellent. We did our research and our proper Google AdWords keyword search yesterday, so that's a good. Now we can actually base our decision on the knowledge.
Yes.
And that's how important market research is. The second 5% is then your administration and delivery costs. Do you think that delivering 17,000 orders per month will be less than 85,000 Rand in delivery cost or not?
I honestly believe it would be, since we are outsourcing that function to a delivery partner, and that is actually already also factored in terms of on the commission of the drivers when they place the order.
Okay, I'm not 100% convinced with this, so I'm going to leave that with you, Ntando, but this gives you some leverage to understand how can I now, or is the commission that the drivers get, is it going to go over my pricing model or under my pricing model? That is a super important question that you will need to answer to make sure that the model you're working with is actually working. And then the IT expenses, you need to develop software, you need to maintain the software, a lot of development costs. Do you think the 5%, 85,000 Rand, if we divide that into deliveries and IT, will be enough to cover that part?
Having had a look at the numbers, I honestly believe we might have to increase our margin with that, since with the IT costs, it varies, and a lot of companies, they tend to charge per hour. So whenever we might need to make an update to the platform, or we might need something fixed, that might be not necessarily a fixed cost every single month. It might actually lean over to a variable cost. So with that, we'll only be able to discover that once we start operating, and then that will also be able to help us to be informed how much margin we need to increase to ensure we can meet that amount.
Indeed. But again, this pricing model gives you an incredible method to check out the viability and how that works. Lastly, salaries. Realistically thinking, 85,000 Rand for salaries per month. How many high skilled people can you appoint or can you employ with 85,000 Rand?
So at this moment in time, with that 85,000 Rand, we can technically employ approximately only 4 high skilled people internally in the team. So once again, the pricing model has informed us that we would most likely have to increase our margin or our commission to ensure that we increase our gross profit and we can employ more people. Or in that case, we would have to increase our volume to ensure that we bring a lot more revenue into the business.
Indeed, and that fits in perfectly with how do you fix a pricing model. You either increase the volume, or the other option is to increase the selling price, your last option is to cut expenses. So ultimately that's the options you're sitting with. I think it's brilliant that you did this for Streetchef, and now it gives us an amount to aim for. And now you know where my break-even barriers are in terms of profitability for your business. We will see you guys in the next video.